Hey, how you doing? Scott here from scottsbasslessons.com, and today I'm going to be focusing on what I think is one of the most important things every bass player needs to get into their playing, and not only into their playing, but into their minds as well, something that they need to be thinking about all the time and taking into consideration. But unfortunately, one of the things many bass players simply forget about, or even worse than that, don't know about. So let's check it out in the lesson. Okay, so what is this one thing? Okay, now the one thing is articulation and note length. And there's a ton of things I can talk about around this subject, but what I thought would be really a cool way of getting you to understand the importance of note length and articulation is just to show you a really cool groove that you can get down in your own time and practice, and also implement a few cool things within the groove that you're going to want to learn. So one of the things I get emailed a ton about is the stings that I use. Now it's this kind of thing. Okay, so these little trilly sting things. I say sting because when I was a kid, I'm presuming around 18, 19, I watched a bass tutorial video and a guy was using these little stings that he called them, and it just stuck. So I call them stings, okay? And it's just another articulation that you can get into your bass playing, and these are going to be part of the groove that I'm going to be showing you, and also we're going to be talking about note length. So before I get into, in fact, let me just play you the groove first, and then we're going to be and then we'll talk about the note length and the different articulations I'm using to get it to sound how it's sounding. So let's check it out. So there, you'll hear that it's a real funky bass line and it's real punchy, and there's definitely a lot of these stings going on in there. And the reason why I really like using them in this context is because it gives you that kind of Stevie Wondery, the guys that play the Moogs, those synth Moogs have fills like that. There's a ton of Michael Jackson tunes as well that use those same types of fills, and it's just great to be able to get it down on the bass and recreate that kind of sound. And also you'll notice that the bass line, the groove that I just played, it wasn't just full of long notes, it was a mixture of long and short notes. Okay, so just there, just the start of it, okay, was a long one, a short one, and then three short ones. Okay, now I'm going to show you the groove, but let's just look at that little section there. So the mistake that I see a lot of bass players making is that they play all of the notes the same length. So a groove like this would sound like this. Kind of thing. Oh. And it's not just, it just hasn't got that potency of that and groove that has. So let's just learn the first part of the groove, okay? It's in 4/4, it's in C major, okay, so just C major, okay? and we're playing root and the octave. And the difference here is we play the root, the first root note, it's a long note, 2, a 3, a 4. And then we're just finishing it off with a ba on the octave. And then there's 3 notes preceding the octave, and they're all super, super short. Now you could mistake these for ghost notes. But they're not. And playing the notes, they're just really, really short. Now it'll really get you, if you haven't done this type of playing before, it might take you a while. So you're getting the articulation of the notes right. So try not to do the full riff, try and just do this first part to start with. Even slower. So it's just C, C, G, A, C. But you're really attacking those notes. You're not playing them too hard, you're just attacking them with that short note. That short, haven't got a word for it. Okay, so the next part of the groove. And again, we've got more short notes going on here. So, ba-dee-ba. So we play the first part of the riff, and we hit that C again. Okay, once you've got that down, it's just simply A, G, C. That comes straight after that C. Okay, now I would say that these notes can be a little bit longer than than these parts. And what I'm trying to do here is show you that you need to be really, really tuned into your note length. In fact, I was watching a gig the other day. It was an absolute killer gig. There was a ton of really, really well-known bass players there, and they were all getting up and jamming. And not together, they were jamming with the same band. And there was one guy that got up that absolutely floored me. And it wasn't because he had the best licks. It wasn't because he had, the flash, a million notes a minute. This guy just played, his note lengths were he just had a real control over the note lengths when he was playing. And you could really feel that he had he'd worked on that a lot. So when you're at a gig next, check out the bass player. Have they got a real control over the note lengths, and are they using them? You've got a lot of power as a bass player, and a lot of it just comes down to the length of your notes. Crazy, but true, okay? So the riff up to here is 2, 3, 4. So just loop it. Okay, now let's fit the... Okay, now let's learn this as a separate entity to start with, and then we're going to put the two together. So it's based on a major pentatonic, C major pentatonic, so C, D, E, F, C, D, E, G, A, C. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and an octave. C, D, E, G, A, B. And a lot of these gospel-y type R&B runs are based from either a major pentatonic or a minor pentatonic. Okay, so if you ever hear that style of playing and you want to get it down, you know, try and see if it plugs into a major or a minor pentatonic, because you usually find that it will. So here's the little fill, okay? Okay, so it starts on the D, C, so two Ds, D, D, C, A, G, C, and then A. I want to teach it without the trills first. D, D, C, A, G, C, A. And again, I'm using my fourth, my little finger and my index finger. And I do this a lot, even when I'm playing all these gospel type, all these little gospel runs. I'm always using my index and my little finger to go around them. It's always, if you look at me playing like this, it's always the index and the little finger, and I kind of move around the scale using that. So again, back to this little lick, and then the next part. So D, D, C, A, G, C, A, G, 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 E, D, G, E. You can, 2, 3, 4, you can loop it. And then with the trills, or the stings, so you do the little sting on the A and the E. Again. And then use D and C after it. So the whole thing without the trills, without the stings, sounds like this. That's where the riff starts again. Again, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, last time. Once really slow, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. And with the stings, now I'm using a combination of hammer-ons, pull-offs. I'm not picking every note. So what you're going to have to do is get this. I picked every note then. Get it down picking every note, and then look at how you can implement some pull-offs in there to make it your own. Okay, so the whole groove, let's glue the two parts together. Yeah, two. Now that last part, I'm just using the same little sting, and then to the C, and then up to the third of the C major. Okay. And again, note length is really important here. I'm not playing. I'm playing. Ba, ba, okay? Ba, ba, dee, ba. They're real short. Okay, so that's the riff, and when you're playing it, I really want you to concentrate on the note length, okay? And next time you go and see a gig with a bass player, concentrate on their note lengths. You can listen to two bass players playing exactly the same song, but it'll have a completely different feel because of the note lengths that those bass players are playing. Now, so a question to you, are you thinking about note lengths when you're playing? Are you aware of it? Here's somebody that's great, okay, with note lengths, Pino Palladino. He's got such control over his note lengths, and you can really hear that in his lines. If you've ever heard him live, you'll get what I'm saying straight away, because there's just something about the way he plays bass and the way the lengths of the notes he plays, the way he sits on the back of the beat, that is really magical. So if you get the chance to check out Pino live, go and do it. Now, if you want to get the tab and notation for this riff, you can check out the Academy over at Scott's Bass Lessons. We've got a totally free 14-day trial there. You can try it out for 14 days, and if for any reason you don't like it, you can cancel with 2 clicks of the button. And if it goes on over that, if you miss the 14-day trial and keep on going, then we also do a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. So if you just get sick of my face, you can give us a shout and we'll shoot your money back over. So hopefully you enjoyed this lesson. Again, if you haven't checked out scottsbasslessons.com, go and do that. There's a ton of free stuff there, and I'd love to see you over there. Now I'm just going to finish the lesson by playing the riff. Let's check it out.